Good morning, sir. Good morning, Amit, sir.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Dheeraj, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
RACHNAA, ma'am.
I'm good, sir.
Good morning, Dheeraj, sir.
Good
Bindu
morning,
this
everyone.
side.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine. My teachers are also joining in for this session.
Oh, great,
Oh, wow,
great.
that's
Lovely,
great.
lovely.
Yeah. Also morning, RACHNAA.
Good morning, ma'am. We have Amit, sir, from Meerut. Inder, sir. Good morning, Inder, sir. Inderpal, sir. Good morning. Suchita, ma'am. Good morning. Suchita, ma'am, you are from?
Good morning.
Suchita,
Good
ma'am.
morning. I am from Pathankot.
Pathankot. Then we have from Singapore.
Pathankot.
Dheeraj, sir, we have from Singapore. She is my sister. She has also joined the session. Good morning, Dee.
Oh, great. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Dheeraj.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to looking forward to the
My
session.
pleasure. My pleasure.
So I had been telling you now, like we were talking about Udemy courses and all. She was telling me about Udemy courses, and then I just briefed about you, and she was very excited that she would love to hear you.
Actually, last 6 months, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Dee.
Okay. So last 6 months, I've been looking into the various courses, and there are so many of them which interest me, but somehow I was just thinking whether to join or not to join. So, and then when she told me that this thing is happening, so I thought definitely I'm sure it's going to help me in deciding also. And the charge is also very nominal. So definitely, why not?
Thank you.
And recently I met a person, he has studied from Boston. So in fact, my son, he's in Los Angeles now. So he was also here. So they were having a conversation and I just overheard them. So this guy who was 23 years old, he's also, whenever he's at home, not working, he keeps on taking your Udemy packages. And then at his convenient time, he keeps on doing those courses. So that also motivated me a lot. That definitely it is something. I went through your site. So maybe after today, I would also, I'm looking forward to join your sessions.
Thank you. Thank you so
Good
much.
morning, Priyanka, ma'am. Good morning, Priyanka, ma'am. Dheeraj, sir, Priyanka, ma'am is a principal in one of the schools. Experience of 33 years, almost at her retirement age. Priyanka, ma'am. Good morning, Priyanka, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Let's start. It's time, no? We
So
can welcome all. in one
just
go.
5 minutes. Yeah, just we wait for a few minutes and then we start. Okay.
Okay.
Because few
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can see are waiting, so we just add on everybody. Okay. Just 2 minutes more. We wait and then we start. Good morning, Atul sir. Atul sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, okay, let us start. People, they will be joining in because we have to be on time. It's sharp 11 o'clock. Good morning, everybody from RACHNAA Bhimrajka, Mumbai. Fun to learn. Today is our launch.
Good morning, RACHNAA.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is our launch of Rapid Talks with RACHNAA on Zoom. And what can be better that Dheeraj Mehrotra sir is launching us. He is our first talk show member. And in this talk show, it will not be daily, it will not be a training. We will be having a learning session, we will be having discussions, we will be having some tips. So daily we will be coming up with a different idea. करना है कुछ खास तो रचना से ही है आस इस लॉकडाउन में करना है कुछ खास तो रचना से ही है आस because Rachna is a little different, and this interruption, I must say that this interruption has brought us two choices. One is disruption and the another one is innovation. Now in this the most intelligent will not, I would request all to mute. Inderpal sir, please mute yourself. Now, in this interruption from the regular routine, see, everything happened unexpectedly. Inderpal sir, please mute yourself. I think your phone. Disruption and interruptions are two things which we have to take a choice. Interruptions from the regular course gives us a choice to make it or to break it. Choice is ours. We have two choice. We can innovate things. We can take best utilization. And what can be the best utilization? Then be a rock star teacher. And how rock star teacher we can learn from none other than Dheeraj Mehrotra sir. So let me brief his profile. Dheeraj Mehrotra sir is a former principal of the Indian Public School, Delhi. He is a national awardee in the year 2005, yellow belt in Six Sigmas, certified NLP diploma holder, author of 40 books on computers. Oh my God. He is an educational innovator. A CPSC research towards school assessment, CEE, GIT, 5S, and Kaizen. He has a teaching experience of more than 2 decades, President of India as National Teacher Awards. He has also been mentioned in the Limca Book of World Records and Indian Book of Records for developing over 150 apps. And he has taken more than 2,000 workshops. He is a premier instructor of Udemy and have trained more than 6,000 students, moreover 181 countries globally. He is a resource person and a teacher's trainer and has been conducting sessions and had been invited by the Ministries of Education and other bodies of Sri Lanka, Mauritius and Qatar. So over to you, Dheeraj sir, because I would not like to waste time because we will be having around 25 to 30 sessions and then later we will conclude. So I would request you to start immediately. Over to Dheeraj sir with lot of learning.
Okay.
Over to Dheeraj sir with lot of learning.
Thank you, and I welcome on behalf of RACHNAA ma'am and I welcome members. RACHNAA ma'am, all members. And this is the time where we did not anticipate the thing, and keeping that fact in view.
Sir, 1 second.
Deliberating.
Yes, sir. Continue.
Yeah. So I once again formally welcome all the participants. Well, it's not easy to be glued on the electronic screen all the time, and we have our commitments, our daily routine. But with this invitation, I think if you have come together, it is for good. And as I always say in my sessions, the more we learn, the more we earn in terms of knowledge, honor, and recognition. It is high time for all of us to be prepared for the uncertain future. And that is what we have been going through also at this hour. Every day we are learning about how to cope up with the demands of our children through the classroom, no longer within the four walls. But of course, it is all because of the commitment of the students to be glued, to be regular, and they are ready to learn in any exhibition or in any circumstances. It is not easy, but they are doing it. So thanks to RACHNAA ma'am for taking this initiative. And today we shall be discussing about an attribute which relates to rockstar teachers. See, the word is very crazy in itself, but it reflects the ground and the possibility because we are no less Corona warriors. When we are teaching, it is high time for all of us to explore teaching in the best possible manner. And that very segment rolls all of us to be prepared for the learning and for the new age of definition of learning through virtual classrooms. And I'm very sure this is going to exist. Even if we have regular classrooms, I think it is high time for all of us to make at least one day a week on any of the virtual environment to interact with our children. And that scenario is going to take over as a new way of e-learning methodology. It is going to be high time for all the schools also to sign up for these platforms, and maybe not physically around, but of course, maybe through the classroom, multiple learning, or through the principal room, this will go. The aspect is, of course, I want to congratulate all of you for taking this initiative. And we know that very sure that the technology is the king today. The technology has made it possible for all of us to initiate the concept of learning in such an easy way. Now, overnight, the teachers have become online teachers. Overnight, the challenges, the opportunities which have been given to us unconsciously have made us street smart teachers. And these street smart teachers are going to reflect and become better of themselves when they reach in the classrooms now. We have had a new hat of intelligence, creativity, and innovation unconsciously. The circumstances made us better teachers with the march of time. And we are very, very confident now that we can reflect on any ground of learning with reflections on becoming a rockstar teacher is a priority today and for the majority of our students who reflect on ground of making learning a priority, keeping it to the best with the connect. We are going to share, and I would request all the teachers here who are very much confident about their learning, they need to also share their ideas with reflections on best way I can be in connect with the other colleagues. And that spectrum is going to roll out when we are going to nurture over WhatsApp talks, that this is how we can connect the best with the children. So I request all of you, if you have something good or innovative, try to reflect that through your brainstorming over the post classroom virtual sessions you are having. Share your experiences, share your improvement plan or the plan B or plan C. If one software doesn't work, how did you cope up with the other one? So that the teachers who are there, they are helpful and they are getting that assistance out of you. Of course, believe in team. Together, everyone achieves more. So that's the priority of being a rockstar teacher, that we as individual teachers cannot reflect on the ground of making the scenario. But of course, once we make learning as a habit, the rockstar attribute is regularly made possible. And when I reflect on that ground, I always tell my participants for the workshops that the more you learn, the more you practice, the more respect you gain among your audience. And make sure that you treat your students as your real bosses, for they are the people because of whom you are there in the school. And if they are satisfied, if they are happy, there is no reason why the management will be unhappy from you ever. So make sure that you satisfy them to the best. And this is the high time where you can have an interaction, because as a teacher, even I feel that in order to have the interest of the subject among the children need to like the teacher first. If they like the teacher, of course, they love the subject. So the priority is that we need to be street smart on ground of learning and practice quality as a habit. Well, this reflect about a 2 minute video.
Responsibility now to explore experiential learning in the classrooms, wherein they are preparing the force of the job tomorrow, which does not exist. So we are actually preparing the children for 2025, or the day, the time where the professions they are going to work for doesn't exist today. In fact, you don't know what the future you will have or the workforce you will going to work on. So that priority needs to be explained to the children today for preparing them to be the future workers or the workforce of the future, which does not exist today. So their learning has to be different altogether. We need to empower our teachers to make use of the best of the technology to train our students to prepare themselves for the uncertain future.
Yes, that is quite true. And we are doing it in the best of our possible ways. Also, the reflection goes with a very segment of sharing and caring. 9/10 of education is encouragement. The moment you enter the classroom, if you want the rockstar attribute, you need to explore participation of 100% of the class and make sure that you ask the questions which 95% of the children are able to answer. We always tend to ask questions which hardly 50% of the children are able to answer, and hence there is no engagement in the classroom. But if the students are able to answer, of course, for that we need to go to the basics. But unless until they are engaged, we cannot expect participation of learning. And hence, while you're teaching online also, you need to attribute, ask them to raise their hands, ask them to come out on audio, ask them to reflect on in the chat box every now and then, so that they are able to contribute their learning and understanding rather than simply being a mute spectator. And that is what every teacher has to follow. The chat box option is available. It's not available in your real classroom, but it is very much available in your virtual classroom. And that is how you can engage with the child. Instantly, you can get whether the child is interested in learning or he's just simply doing things. So we need to explore that idea. At the very time, you need to make sure that you love your children. You need to be proud of them. Thank them for being present today. See, I did thanking just because you are there, right? I thanked you people. But you need to also, when you're taking a virtual class, you need to, follow the instructions. You need to follow that, the very classroom environment. You need to welcome them. You need to honor them by their presence. You need to thank them. You need to bless them. Hardly do we say, okay, we'll do it the next turn, we'll do this. Okay, please do log in, you take time, you have not submitted the assignment. Rather than telling them that thank you for being present. I'm so sorry that I couldn't I'm not there in real physical classroom, but because of the limitations, we are able to be together. Thank you so very much. And that is what counts the most. Unleash your inner powers as a teacher. Do the best first time, every time. The children don't like mistakes. They love doing mistakes, but they don't exhibit on ground of accepting a mistake second time. Okay, as a teacher, you need to hence be street smart and explore the best of that learning. Be ready to explore wonder of wonders at the workplace. Now at this hour, our workplace is actually at home. So be particular on that ground. Try to equip yourself with the best of the power of technology. Check out your database, check out your talk time, check out the availability of the internet, the way it is, broadband, or maybe the mobile data. Explore that percentage idea of yours. You just can't tell them my data 2 GB is over for the day. That's, you're done for that. So try to use a hotspot, try to make use of people hotspot, and ask for options A, B, C made available. And these days you have your children at home, you have your husband, you have your friends over the phone to help you how to cater to the needs of the children, and you just can't refuse. You can learn anything. Nobody is born smart, and we all start at zero. Even Shakespeare had to learn his ABCD, and so is the Einstein. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hence you can learn anything and you can teach anything. But without learning, I don't think it is easy to teach. And that is the reflection we need to ground. Then, above all, the greatest fear, of course, technology is always a fear. You don't know what the new package is your management talking about, and they say that you need to download that package and start off the day one. Well, there's always a help file available. There's always a tutorial available on the YouTube. Be comfortable when you can very well prepare a dish looking at YouTube, and you take the risk of preparing and investing that raw material there with all the paneer and the khoa and everything. Why not you yourself engage yourself for that best learning through the YouTube tutorial of how to use that software? And it's done. It's done. And the other day you get time, you prepare your own tutorial so that the others learn more about it. So there will always be a fear, but overcome the fear by taking initiatives. Yeah. And then, of course, kindness is not an act, it's a lifestyle. And we need to explore that kindness in the best possible manner. And the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, see, my children are now working as if I did not exist. One of my wonderful quotes, well, I always try to exhibit this as a part of my learning, thanks to Maria Montessori. And this is one of the phrases through which I learn how to teach, and I explore. Being a digital native, the children are smarter than ever before. We are digital migrants. Just see the definition and the division and the reflection. They are born with capsules of information technology, and we really take time finding the keys on the keyboard and reflecting will speak. So the more you learn, the more you earn in terms of knowledge, honor, and recognition. So that privilege understands of that very pride of initiation. Well, I also feel that successful people should have only one word plan. You and me, we need to believe in one word, that is the Japanese word, it is known as Kaizen, continuous improvement. And this is with reference to what I spoke at one of my TED Talks at Bangalore around 2 years back, which speaks on learning to learn as a priority. And I would request, if you have time, you can go to the YouTube and find it out about learning to learn by Dheeraj Mehrotra, so you can search and get to know and listen to it of how best it is the requirement today that if you are a teacher, you need to be a learner for life. And if you learn, then only you can manage the children the better in the classroom, because that yesteryears of A for apple and B for boy and C for cat is over. It is A for Android, B for Blackberry, and C for cloud. And that has to be inclusive on ground of learning as a priority. Then, of course, we need to be initiating about some of the priority needs of teachers. And that primarily requires your presence apart from Facebook and Gmail ID. And that is these websites. You need to be present on online. You need to develop your cloud identity if you want to be a rockstar teacher. And that is what I say is the online reputation management, ORM. Every child Googles you before he comes to your class. And if he doesn't find any SEO, which means search engine optimization, you are gone. So make sure that you showcase your presence online using these platforms. And it is high time for you to work on your online reputation management. It is because of them that they respect you, honor you, and recognize you as a teacher. Also, with reflect to, these are some of my references, but anyway, attend a workshop or a webinar or training to stay updated. I'm thankful to you that you people are doing so. Exploring your creative side to exercise the untapped areas of your mind. This will open up different doors of perception personally and professionally. And that has to be targeted in your investment for the tools you're using in the classroom, whether it's online or offline, or the strategies you are incorporating to be a better teacher. Of course, teaching is the profession that teaches all the other professions, and practice mirroring. Try to copy good things. Now, copy means benchmarking. No, you can't be understanding, but if you think that the other school teacher got all her or his students above 95 in that subject, why can't I do it? So you need to exhibit, you need to ask those children, how your teacher is making it possible for you. Oh, they do this, they do this. Wow, lovely. And I can even think of doing so in that particular format. And I look forward to initiating that task, appreciating that task, and agreeing to it, because it's not easy to change over the years. We generally teach the way we were taught, but it's high time for all of us to adopt strategies which reflects on learning as a probability. Well, the format goes the right way, I believe, and many of our principals also believe, and many of our teachers also believe that good teachers are costly, but bad teachers cost more. And that is, of course, we need to understand that how good and how not that good we are. And hence, we need to identify the causes of the problem of our work place in particular and initiate the task that the children are designed to teach. But the format is quite different. It's quite challenging for all of us children. Now let me tell you very frankly that when we go to the classroom and we teach them physically, they will not be prepared for that environment because they're used to of this electronic virtual environment. And hence we need to develop our own vocabulary, talking to them, or maybe utilizing the power of adoption of technology in the school, how best that they are more related to the screen time. So maybe we are going to revamp our system in the classroom with the best of that smart board format or the touch board format, and try to exhibit that new phase of learning and understanding. Also also there has to be an initiation which reflects on ground of teachers need to be model advanced learning for their students. We just can't be teaching them about the old pattern. We need to exhibit new websites, new ways of creativity and innovation, and that reflection guarantees with the format of initiation on ground of learning to learn as a priority rather than an occasional occurrence. Well, friends, also, the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. You must not change, but rather become the better of yourself. And that has to be the priority. That has to be a priority in the sense that a habit rather, and stop doing your busy work, start doing your best work. Make sure that you are incorporating the very task of learning as the initiation. The literacy is being redefined, embracing the connected learning. We are doing it in a wonderful manner, embracing change, welcoming the innovation, and incorporating information technology as a part of our lives through creating database, creating the content, uploading the content, and sharing the content. That is all very clear to all of us about exploring. And then I'll just share two leadership mantras because we are running out of time. And reflecting on ground is the first very thing is that an educator has to be defined by his credibility, focus, and communication, building relationship with your students, parents, staff, colleagues, and the management altogether by your hard work, by your smart attributes. And that is what we reference on ground of learning as a priority. Also, treat your students as your ultimate boss, make your bosses happy as a priority. And the second most important thing is joke around with your audience, give them the message that you should be treated like a friend too. And that reflection has to be implemented with the very fragrance of connect with your students. Because if you don't engage your students, they get enraged. And I repeat, if you don't engage your students, they get enraged. That reflection has to be to act relaxed in the classroom for the show to begin. With reference to that ground, there is always a possibility for you as a teacher to be better next time in the class. For otherwise, what will happen is the children who are already used to of your ways of talking, initiating, teaching, they reflect And let me tell you a small story format. The first day of the session, the children are in the bus and they're going to the school. Seventh child asks the ninth child, Bhaiya, who was your class teacher? And he simply says, Mrs. Sharma. And then that ninth wala bhaiya says, Tu to gaya. Now it is a real thing which goes on, Tu to gaya, section change kara le. Who's teaching you maths? Oh, Mr. Gupta, he's a wonderful teacher. So this is happening because the Mr. Gupta and Mrs. Sharma are not changing with the march of time. You need to incorporate new skills in order to be a better you. And that reflection goes with the standard of learning and with perfection in the classroom. And that is what I wanted to share. And now over to RACHNAA ma'am for the initiation.
Thank you, Dheeraj sir, for such an enriching session. Now, I really like this ORM, SEO, and how to teach like a rock star or a champion. It really motivates us to learn. Now, the fact is, see, as individuals, we all are updating our mobile phones, laptops. If we don't update our mobile and laptop, after a certain moment, does it work? No. If in 2020, if we try to use Apple 1, iPhone 1, will it work? So we as individuals, we are updating our gadgets, but we are not updating ourselves. So God said, let everybody stay in isolation to update yourself, because we have to learn, unlearn what is not required and relearn. And for this hope, for hope there is no lockdown, for learning there is no lockdown, so we can make best
Very
use
right.
out of it. Yes, for lockdown you stay at home, you update yourself. And in this interruption, as I said earlier, we have two choices, either disruption or innovator. So learn, make the best use of this current situation, and update yourself by the time the lockdown is over. And once we are updated, we'll soon hear from Modi ji, bhaiyo aur behno, lockdown khatam ho gaya. So take the best use out of it. Now, anybody would like to ask any question, you can put on a chat box, and Dheeraj sir would like to answer that. Any of you would like to ask a question, please put it on the chat box, and Dheeraj sir would love to answer. Dheeraj sir, you can share your number also if anybody would like to connect with you directly, because there are a lot of principals and management also here. So I will be sharing with them, but since you are here with us, you can also share your number with everybody. Now you all can unmute. And if you have questions, you can ask Dheeraj sir directly. Anything you would like to know? Yes, sir.
No, for answering, I think you'll have to give the permission to type
Okay,
message.
put it in your chat box. Otherwise, if everybody starts talking, if you have any
Yeah, I think,
questions,
no, you have to give permission to everybody.
No, I am seeing the chat box, sir. They can put the question here.
Okay.
They can put the question.
But we can't see the chats.
Yeah, it has been done privately, only I can see.
Anyway, you can answer them.
Yeah, I can answer them. I can put the question, and then you will be I will put the question to you, and you will be able to do it. I'm putting your number here. I'm putting down your number here.
Yeah.
Dheeraj sir, can you see your number?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so now Suchita ma'am, do you wish to ask any question? Suchita ma'am, Inderpal sir, Amit sir, Priyanka ma'am, Bindu ma'am, any question, please put it in your chat box.
Okay. And let me tell you, you've got wonderful group of resource people also, like Suchita ma'am and Bindu ma'am. They are wonderful resource people. So you can engage them for further talk with RACHNAA.
Yes, sir.
I
That is
can,
so good of you.
yeah. Yes. You can catch hold of both of them. At least I know these two at this hour. the best people one can never have about being a resource.
We have already spoken to Suchita ma'am about it. We are just, I thought,
I
let
think
me,
Suchita ma'am is saying something. You can unmute her.
okay. Suchita
And even
ma'am.
Bindu ma'am also, you can catch hold of her. At least she can. And then I'm not able to get to know more about people who are in the maybe.
Okay, I have unmuted
Dheeraj sir,
everybody. I have unmuted everybody.
Dheeraj,
Yes, Suchita ma'am.
Dheeraj sir, good afternoon. Dheeraj sir, good afternoon. Good morning.
I think all thanks to Dheeraj sir for saying so hi about me and Suchita ma'am.
No, why not?
Hi.
I think sir, 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 if we unmute all, we will not be able to hear. Now, what Dheeraj sir, I would say in my rapid talks, it was basically initially I planned for an interaction, but with you I started with a session, enriching session, because with you interaction was not required. What we can give best to all the educators here, and we will be coming with the interaction sessions also with Suchita ma'am and many more. You would like to ask any question, Amit sir? Would you like to ask any question? Indapal sir? Dheeraj sir, do you know Amit sir and Indapal sir? Dheeraj sir?
I don't know very well,
Okay,
but many of the other faces I can see.
okay. Amit sir, Inderpal sir from Meerut, and you have met them in
Mr. Dheeraj,
Chandigarh.
thank you so much for enlightening us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, RACHNAA ma'am, for inviting us.
See, for a good learning, and in which fun element is there. Fun to learn is always there. Because learning should always be fun, as Dheeraj sir mentioned today, that learning should be fun. And जहाँ fun आता है वहाँ रचना भीमराजका का नाम तो जरूर आएगा ही. That is why we have named our brand.
Definitely.
That is why we have named our brand as Fun to Learn. Anybody, any questions? No? So thank you all for joining us. Please keep following us on Fun to Learn page to see who will be the speaker of the day, and we will be having an interactive session or the learning session. Daily we will be coming up with a lot of new things, some interactive, some learning. So thank you so much for joining this session. And I have posted in the chat box, I have posted Dheeraj sir number. You can connect with me or you can connect with Dheeraj sir directly also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Dheeraj sir, so much.